Hi, I want to tell you all a story. I usually type my stories, but this time I decided to make a video. I often talk to you all about how frustrating Medicaid is, and I've got another example for you. Laura has psoriasis, and she's had it for most of her life, and until just a few months ago, I didn't think it was a big deal. I mean, I knew I took her to the dermatologist, I took her to the PCP. We tried different shampoos, foams, ointments, etc. They didn't work, but I wasn't concerned. I thought, well, it's unsightly. It would sometimes, when it would flare up, come down onto her face, her ears, her neck, but for the most part, it's in her scalp. So, kind of looks like dandruff most of the time. Sometimes it'll kind of thicken up, but I didn't think it was a big deal. I took her to another dermatologist recently, and that dermatologist completely changed my mind about how serious I needed to take it. It's not just an unsightly skin disorder. She explained to me that psoriasis is an autoimmune disease, and I knew that, but I didn't understand the danger that that could pose. She explained that it causes inflammation within the body, that it could lead to Laura having cardiac disease, heart attacks, arthritis, things like that, and that she could even die prematurely. That's how serious psoriasis is and how important it is to get treatment, because if you can get it under control, the likelihood of those more serious things happening is a lot smaller. So I was on board. Okay, well, we've tried all these other things, they haven't helped. She said, I know exactly what to do. Now, one drawback that exists for psoriasis is that most medications are for adults over 18. Laura's a teenager. So there's only a few that are approved for her age. So she said, this is the one we're going to use. Fill out this paperwork. It might get denied. We'll fight it, but I don't think it'll be denied. I'm going to fill out this paperwork. I'm going to explain to the insurance company why she needs this. And she found additional spots on Laura's body, like in her belly button, etc., where it wasn't just on her scalp. So she seemed very, very hopeful. I was hopeful. Great. Well, what do you know? I got a rejection letter in the mail. Went back to the dermatologist, took the rejection letter. She said, okay, the letter that they gave me, that Medicaid sent me, said, we want her to try this other medication. So I thought, okay, well, that's reasonable, fine, we'll try this other medication. So I asked the dermatologist, can we try this other one that the letter they want us to try? And she said, no, it doesn't work for everyone. It fails for everyone. I'm not going to put her through that. I said, okay. So she said, I'm gonna appeal this, and I'm gonna do, on and on. Well, I left, and she ended up calling me, and she said, actually, I do have another idea. I talked to another doctor, and there is a medication that I think we can use. And Laura, if you've been here for a while, Laura's incredibly needle phobic, and all of these medications are injections. So she said, if we put her on this one, it's actually less injections, and she understands Laura's phobia. So she said, I think that it'll be better for her anyway. So she had to fight for this medication. The other day, earlier this week, I think Sunday or Monday, I checked the mail, and I had another Medicaid letter. And I did not want to open it because I knew it was going to be another denial, because it feels like that's all I get from Medicaid are denials, even though medical providers say this is the treatment that I think is best. So anyway, I opened the letter, and shockingly, it was an approval. So now I'm waiting. It has to go through specialty pharmacies, etc. And I'm excited and hopeful. At least we're going to try something the doctor thinks will possibly work. And then if not, maybe the appeal will be more successful for the first medication. But I was walking out the building that day after I had gone to the second dermatology appointment and had taken the denial letter, and I ran into another dermatologist I know. And I said, hey, guess what? And I kind of told him this story, and he said, they always deny it. And he said, we fight for it. It takes time, but we can get it. And and he didn't even mean it like in a discouraging way. But hearing this doctor say, yeah, we know that they always deny the medications that we know are going to work the best was so disheartening to hear. And it's what we face over and over again. And how many phone calls and doctor's appointments and appeals and prior authorizations and all this do we have to go through to maybe save her life, because psoriasis is a lot more dangerous than I knew. Maybe you knew, but it's a lot more dangerous than I had any clue. So I'm grateful, I'm hopeful, and it's just the latest Medicaid saga.